The New Age, leading the pack with new discount coupons for our readers only. Find your free discount coupons in every New Age issue. Now you can read the news and save on a wide range of products and services only in The New Age. For more details, visit www.thenewage.co.za. The New Age, one country, one paper.
Good evening and welcome to Africa News Network. My name is Cindy Mabi. It's always such a joy to be in your company. We're coming to you live from our Midrand studios and we invite you to join us on social media. But first, let's take the latest news headlines at 6:30. Brian Molefe has been a member of the ANC Northwest since 2011. The provincial ANC presents proof of his membership to the media. The party unanimously backs Molefe's choice as a member of parliament. Parliament's Standing Committee on Finance adopts an amendment form of the Financial Intelligence Centre Amendment Bill. The committee says it addressed President Jacob Zuma's concerns on warrantless searches. Central Energy Fund Chair Luvo Magasi rubbishes allegations that he is Nomvula Mukonyane's Ben 10 or that he's running the Water and Sanitation Ministry. Magasi says he reported newspapers to the Press Ombudsman and is also seeking legal advice. The Hawks Puncture media reports that members of the Gupta family were trying to smuggle diamonds out of South Africa. They say reports are mere hearsay. And South Africa honors the dead in the World War I sinking of the ship SS Mendi. President Zuma addresses soldiers at the 6th Armed Forces Day celebrations in Durban. And our top story this half hour, there's a strong police presence in Attridgeville, west of Pretoria, with foreign-owned shops being looted overnight. 30 shops were damaged in Attridgeville and Lotus Gardens by locals who claim the properties are being used as drug dens and brothels. No arrests have been made, but police increased their numbers with the aim of preventing further destruction of property. The attacks follows closely on the heels of Johannesburg Mayor Herman Mashaba's calling out of illegal foreigners as criminals. Mashaba made the comments during a press briefing on his first 100 days in office last year.
We received a report that there is a mob that is attacking all the foreign owners' shops. So we mobilized the police. We came in around Attridgeville area. We managed to arrest 3 suspects. After that, the situation was calm the whole night. 2 cases were opened. So, but actually there are a lot of cases, lot of incidents or tuck shops that were attacked. There are almost more than 20 tuck shops.
Shop and they took everything last night. I don't have nothing now to help my child to pay school fees, what, and to pay my rent. And I don't know how I can live in this country now like this.
He came in tonight and then he broke our shop. He took everything, but I don't know what we are doing now. Government, he was supposed to take his decision for us. We need full freedom. If he don't give full freedom for us, he must take other country. We have many countries with full freedom.
For Alex Fikre, it is not business as usual as he woke up to his shop being looted in the middle of the night. He says he lost more than 80,000 rand worth of stock and all is left is these. Doesn't even add up to 100 rand combined. He says he doesn't know where else to go or what to do, as he came here hoping to make a better life for himself. But now he lost his business as well as his place to stay.
Fears of xenophobic attacks in Pretoria are rife since locals attacked 30 foreign-owned shops. Residents cite drug and sex trade as reasons for the vigilantism. Meanwhile, last week, Minister of Home Affairs Malusi Gigaba believes that Joburg Mayor Herman Mashaba's comments on illegal migrants contributes to the tension. And joining us on the line, we have Gushwell Brooks, Communications Coordinator, the South African Human Rights Commission. We have Emeka Johnson, Acting Deputy Chairman and Public Relations Officer at the African Diaspora Forum. Chris Malimaja is Sanko Gauteng Provincial Chairperson. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. Gushwell, I'll just start from with you in terms of the kind of work that you do. It falls in line with complaints around human rights violations, particularly when it comes to the protection of foreigners. Can South Africa afford to keep denying that there is or that there are elements of Afro-pessimism, if not Afrophobia?
Good evening to you, Cindy, and I think it extends beyond the commonly used term of Afrophobia and Afro-pessimism. I think it is quite frankly xenophobia, because if we look at the profile of the people that are attacked, yes, they're largely immigrants and migrants, refugees and asylum seekers from across the African continent, but we do know that South Africa is seen as a country of stability for many other developing countries, including East Asia. So we have Bangladeshi people that come to South Africa, Pakistani people, even Chinese people that set up businesses and live within many of our communities, and unfortunately they also become the subject of these attacks. So it is very much concerning that this is something that continues to happen across South Africa. But interestingly enough, people keep on making the point that they're preventing and fighting crime, and the South African Human Rights Commission comes from the perspective that it is not the duty and the responsibility of individual community members or the collective community to fight crime, but much rather the authorized authorities. But we do recognize that people have concerns, that they've raised these concerns, and we ask on the authorities, therefore, to respond.
But Gushwell, you've also reported in previous cases that xenophobia was largely fueled by the scramble for resources and opportunities where foreign nationals were perceived to have been taking job opportunities, etc., from locals. Are you now saying that there is a level of intolerance just by virtue of being a foreigner in our townships and other areas?
I think, Cindy, what we have to do is we have to be very careful, and we have to look at each individual case. I mean, in this particular instance, what we hear is that the community's justification for their action is, in fact, that they are trying to reclaim their communities as a result of the drug trade and the sex trade, as you have highlighted, both in Pretoria West as well as in Resettenville, where we've seen some of these actions taking place. And then what is disturbing about this particular incident is that seemingly all the destruction of property and attacks on individuals has been specific, and the looting of shops has been specifically directed at foreign nationals, and therefore it does become a bit worrisome when that approach is taken. I mean, simultaneously we do understand that there is a scramble for resources, and that the resources are extremely tight in South Africa, and that there might be and all indications showing that that is why we see xenophobia on the rise as a result of that, because of perceptions of other, outsiders, inverted commas, coming in and then making a big success, whereas locals are struggling. But at the very same time, in this particular instance, it's not even an issue of success. It is much rather that crime has been on a wholesale basis, just ascribed to a particular group of people born outside of South Africa's borders.
And how much damage or how much weight do comments made by politicians and not only singling out Herman Mashaba in that illegal migrants are perpetuating crime, how much damage does that create, especially when it comes to the level of intolerance that we're already seeing?
I think this should be a wake-up call, and unfortunately it's not the first wake-up call for anyone that holds a senior position within any particular community, to be mindful of what they say and how they say it. So whether you're a politician, a member of a royal family, you are, a local councillor, or someone that is, or someone of importance in your local church, you need to be careful of what you say, because the interpretation of what you're saying and the action that people take as a result do bear consequence, and we have to be very careful. And I mean, obviously in this particular instance, I want to make it clear that I can't speak specifically with regards to what Joburg Mayor Herman Mashaba said, because that is actually the subject of an active investigation by the South African Human Rights Commission. But I think that the principle applies to all community leaders across the nation.
Gushwell, please stay on the line. We have Emeka Johnson, Acting Deputy Chairman and Public Relations Officer for the African Diaspora Forum, and Chris Malemaja is the Sanko Gauteng Provincial Chair. Gentlemen, good evening to you. And Emeka, of course, this would be of huge concern. We even saw the Nigerian government reacting to this, saying that the African Union needs to intervene and ensure that foreign nationals are protected in the country. How widespread are the attacks on foreign nationals?
Well, it's not the first time, of course, you know, but this time it's concerted and concentrated by organizations. You see, what happened in Resettenville was planned. What happened in Pretoria West was planned. And we're expecting such to happen in the next 48 hours or 72 hours in Mamelodi. You see, and we saw this coming from the African diaspora angle. We saw this coming since December last year, and we actually protested. We took our protest to the mayor, who we felt that his statement at that time is still getting such that the tension that was building would eventually snowball to this, and eventually we were not taken serious then. We were not taken serious then, but we sent a memorandum, which he only answered just last week, and at the heat of this. You understand? Well, political undertone is highly embedded in this. You see, we are not condoning illegals or foreign migrants who indulge in criminal activities, but we believe that South African government have adequate institutions to take charge. These problems cannot be solved by mob actions.
No, I agree with you, Mr. Johnson. Let us take a caller. Anonymous, thanks so much. Good evening to you, and what's your comment or perspective?
Hello, good evening. I just want to mention that there is not a problem with foreign nationals in Pretoria West. The problem is with the drug dealers and all the illegal things happening in Pretoria West. And just because of the fact that the government hasn't got any influence there, because the police station at Pretoria West is run by certain officers, that they came into my shop, and one of the Nigerians made a death threat in front of my wife and my staff towards me, where a colonel of Pretoria West police station was standing and he was laughing about it. And I said, but Colonel, aren't you going to do nothing about it? Eh? So what we need to do is we first need to sort out the corruption at Pretoria West police station, the guys that in the pockets of the foreign nationals. It's a big problem. The people from the East doesn't know what is the problems in Pretoria West. The problems is prostitution. There's a school, burger right school, where prostitutes is walking in front of the children there, where drug deals is done in front of them. And the guys that's mostly involved is Nigerians, eh? So that is wrong, eh? Yeah. When you contact the police officer there, and you've got a housebreaking and theft, they come out and you never hear about this situation.
Anonymous, yes? Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to give, I guess, the right to reply as well. Can I just plead with you to make submission to the Human Rights Commission, or elevate this matter further so that some action can be taken, if for nothing else, at least for the safety of your children?
Okay, but can I tell you a last thing that I want to say? There's a lady staying in Atteridgeville. Her son was killed because he gave information through to Pretoria West Police Station, and he said he will show the necessary people. And this guy was killed in a gruesome way. Eh? So at the end of the day, we need to look at the safety of our people, especially our children. We need to stop prostitution. We need to stop the drug dealings there. And we need, and they sent out 300 policemen when this problem happened in Pretoria West. If you phone Pretoria West now, the police station, none will come out. We need to bring back, there was a Captain Lamprecht that was a station commissioner at Pretoria West. He's a brigadier now. We need to bring him back to Pretoria West Police Station, where he can be the station commissioner and where he can sort out corruption. Or the whole Pretoria West Police Station's members must be moved.
Correct, but can I just please again plead with you to take it further, anonymously, of course, and you know, we hope that something will be done about it. But thanks so much for your call. And Chris, this is where civic organizations would have to come in, your community policing forums, and in assisting this vulnerable community that is obviously in a state of fear. They don't know what to do, and in this case it's alleged that the police are involved.
Thanks, Cindy. I think let's put it clear that we must be able to differentiate between the xenophobic attack and the criminal element. In this